Hi, my loves. How are we doing? All right. I wanted to upload another general read, but this time I want to see what is the person on your mind. How are they feeling about you? And what is their next intentions towards you? Okay. So per usual, even though it's like more of a general basis, if this doesn't apply to you, sit right with you. You don't want to hear what I have to say. That is okay. I will be back some other time. But let's see. What does this person feel about you at this very moment? Proper offering. Whoa, and then I got twin flame. Somebody is about to give you, they're thinking about, again, not again their next intentions, but they're thinking of a way to give you an offer at this particular time, okay? And then I got sleepless nights and proud rebel. You're probably not sleeping good at all, okay? I'm hearing either you're getting too little sleep and you're still tired, or you're getting too much sleep and you're still tired. You're not winning right now when it comes to your sleep patterns, okay? You know, just try to take care of yourself, maintain your diet, just try to go to bed at a healthier time as best you can, okay? I feel like there is somebody, the best way I can describe your person is they're plotting right now, okay? Meanwhile, I feel like the way I feel like you're coming, why do I feel like this collected, this is you? You're like dressed like that. Maybe you do have that alternative gothy. Maybe I'm talking to somebody. Ooh, she's beautiful. You could have black or red hair. It's like they're staring at your image right now. You may be dressing also too. Maybe you've gotten more tattoos since you've been with this person. Maybe you're dressing more seductive. I'm getting like a little, every time I look at that picture, I think of it like a little bit of a succubus energy almost, but it's like they're very, I think this person's putting you like on a pedestal right now. I think that you are just like chef's kiss when it does come to them, okay? However, I feel like that's how they've always operated with you, okay? The letters Jeff, I was about to say G. That's not what I want to say. What is going on? I want to say J and F, but I said G for a reason and Jeff. Jeffrey, Jeff, Jefferson, last name, first name, that is clearly significant, but JGF, Jeff, okay, is clearly significant for this collective, okay? I feel like they've always presented as a rebel towards you, though, especially if their first card is I got to give them a proper offering. This also talks about a non-traditional relationship. Makes me curious if this was somebody that was more of a situationship or a crush. This was not somebody I feel like at all that was very long-term at all, okay? I think in a way, when you met them, they were kind of got notification sign in their F-boy, F-girl rebellious phase. They didn't want to settle down. They weren't ready for marriage. And I feel like that is something they made clear to you this entire time, especially if they're looking at you as a twin flame. Let's be real. True twins, they're very short-lived romances. They're not long-term at all. I think that in a lot of ways, there's something, though, when they reflect back, you triggered them out of something. I think they used to be the rebel. Cost of vanity, living in illusion, superficial relationship. This could have been a journey between you and this person. For some of you, you know, you could look at this person as your twin, but at the same time, how they look at you is as bad as it sounds. I think they looked at you a lot of the times as you were a little too, again, this is how this person feels towards you. They may have looked at you as maybe they could have really made you feel bad about yourself. That's what I'm saying now. You want to know the transition I'm seeing out of this collective, truly? I'm thinking of Grease, and that movie Grease could be very significant. You know, Sandy, you know, she was always this soft, sweet, you know, heart, and all of a sudden at the end, she's dressed in that black leather, she's smoking a cigarette, and tell me about it. You have confidence like no other. Maybe this person made you feel bad for the longest time, and that's where I'm saying with that living in illusion. They thought you were too full of yourself, as far as they may have looked at you as delusional. As bad as it sounds, maybe this person always like told you at one point that you two could never work, and they made you feel bad about it. And now all of a sudden, there's been a lot of masculines right now. They're doing there's been a change of heart. Yeah, now they're understanding, oh, this is faded. They could have been in typical twins. Let's be real. Masculines do not wake up from the dynamic until later on. They do not. Okay. The reason they run is because in their mind, they're going to find and do everything that they can to not make this work. And that is what's happening. Now I feel like something else has changed. But I think they reflect back on their behavior. Let me make it clear. If you were attached to a narcissist, it's not your reading. But I do feel like this person's like, oh my gosh, I think you have mirrored out every time they have acted very selfish towards that, about you, how selfish they have behaved. Let me do one more. You've always held up a mirror to them and they never liked it. And that's why they've always been rebellious towards you. Pretty bride, look at that. Now they want you as their bride. They want a commitment. They choose you. That sign. Now let's get into what is their next intentions towards you. Let's hope this adds up to what they're feeling. Because again, this is just how they're feeling. My dog's whining, sign. I'm not giving him attention right now. But that could be a sign. Maybe you're having pets that are like, trying to get your attention. But that's how your person is right now. They're like, look at me. You've taken your power back. And I've been feeling that for a lot of feminines. Okay. I got the Two of Cups and then the Sun in reverse. Okay. They do want to reconcile of some form with you. But let's see with the Sun. And then Judgment right there. Okay. The Sun in reverse. That means they're not in a happy situation. Okay. Obviously use discernment. If you don't want this person back, this is, I don't do readings like this. I'm not like holding anything to your head saying you better take this person back. No, reading the energy. I'm going to be honest. Do I feel like this is a full-blown union right here? Yes, Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Not quite. I think they are doing this. I didn't know what I had until it's gone. Because it kind of reminds me a little bit of Sandy and Danny from Greece, like two different people, two different aesthetics, two different backgrounds, two different friend groups. And it's like you both, if you watch that movie, they've always found a way to kind of make each other work without worrying too much what their friends think of them. Or, and it's mainly Danny was kind of the problem. He was a toxic one. Whereas you, I feel like Sandy didn't change for Danny. Her authentic self really came out. And I feel like that is what's happened for this collective. You didn't change your aesthetic or your attitude for this person. You did it for yourself. So there may be a question coming up of, do you really want this back? It's like, why didn't you see my self-worth then? But let me see more with the Sun in reverse. Why is that Sun there? There's your union, 20 union card, Four of Wands. Every Day It'll Rain by Bruno Mars. Because there be no sunlight if I lose you, baby. And there be no clear skies if I lose you, baby. If you walk away, every day it will rain. They don't want you to walk away. That song, you could have just listened to that song recently. The Chariot in reverse. And then the Five of Wands, I'm telling you. It's like the Grease, the movie. Maybe you do, resonate with 808 on my timer. You do resonate with like Sandy and Danny. Maybe you met very young. That could be another sign. Maybe you guys, for some of you, maybe you were like high school sweethearts or college sweethearts. You met around that time for some of you. That could apply. But even then, that's what I'm saying. What has stopped the biggest blockage? I feel like the both of you in your own right. I feel like your person was kind of more of the problem because they were very rebellious and maybe they were a jerk towards you at that cost of vanity, kind of like Danny was with Sandy. You know, at that scene where they finally met again in school and she was a cheerleader and he was like trying to impress his friends and was kind of a jerk on her, and Sandy's like, why are you talking to me that way? Maybe that is, I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah, maybe this person was a jerk to you several times to impress their friends, okay? It's more of a situation of, have you gotten past it? Let me see what else. Okay, the Death card and then the Magician. That's where I'm saying right there, it could be, again, use discernment. Either two things. This could, Ace of Pentacles. You got two options. This is kind of, and again, it's very general read. This could be your union. I would take it slow so you could build that trust up with this person again. I would not run off to the sunset and, in the car with them. But if you say no, there is saying a pause could be necessary. And it's more of this collective I'm feeling. It's like, nah, you didn't see my self-worth. You didn't see how great I was back then. What all of a sudden you do now because I fit your aesthetic. There's something now, you fit their aesthetic now, but you didn't change for them. You did it for yourself, if that makes any sense. The choice is yours. Just like my last collective reading, you can't make a wrong decision. I hope this helps.